Hello, everyone, and welcome to another movie review. I am happy that you can join me today. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Click the subscribe button below for future notifications and updates. Click the like button and share this content with other fans. Woohoo! Okay, so last Friday, June 14th, I went to see Firebrand. It's a historical drama. It stars Alicia Vikander and Jude Law. I am a longtime fan of both actors, so I was looking forward to this film. It was directed by Karim Anuz, a Brazilian filmmaker. It premiered at the Cannes Film Festival last month. It was released in theaters on Friday the 14th, and the running time is exactly 2 hours. I read comments from movie fans who were excited to see this film because when it comes to King Henry VIII and his 6 wives, most of the time filmmakers focus on Anne Boleyn, wife number 2. This movie focuses on Catherine Parr, Henry's last wife, so movie fans express their enthusiasm because they feel she doesn't get enough attention and credit. Before I saw the film, I went on Wikipedia to read her biography, and I came to the same conclusion as other moviegoers. I believe that Catherine Parr was probably the most educated, the most forward-thinking, and the most modern out of all of Henry's wives. And it seems she had a huge impact on the upbringing of Henry's youngest kids, who went on to become King Edward and Queen Elizabeth. The story takes place entirely during Henry and Catherine's marriage. The film begins after Catherine published her first book titled Prayers, and during a brief time Henry was away at war. In his absence, he made Catherine regent, and she was able to rule, run the government, and make decisions in his name. One of my favorite scenes is when Catherine is sitting at the head of the table talking to members of Henry's parliament. She is the only woman in the room, and she was able to handle business with confidence and intelligence. Anyway, Catherine sneaks around to visit her longtime friend Mary Askew, who is a radical Protestant preacher who opposes Henry. Catherine fears for her life, and later on in the movie, Mary is accused of being a heretic and she is sentenced to death. Throughout the film, Catherine has to be careful with what she says and does whenever she's around Henry, because he is tyrannical and paranoid. When she works on writing and publishing her second book, it attracts suspicion, and she too ends up arrested and imprisoned. I am going to give this film 3.5 out of 5 stars. What the movie gets right is the costume design, the production design, and I really liked the cinematography of this film. There is a cloudiness to this film. I wouldn't use the word darkness. Cloudiness is a better word in my opinion. There is a cloudiness to the cinematography that adds to the storytelling. First, the story takes place during the last years of Henry's life, so he is sick and the doctors are constantly attending to him. Then there is Catherine, who at one point in the film, she is pregnant, and when Henry finds out, he is hoping for a spare, as in a second son. But she has a miscarriage, and she is desperately trying to hold on to the baby. The acting from Alicia Vikander, Jude Law, and the entire cast is flawless. I would like to see Jude Law get an Oscar nomination for this film because in the movie you don't recognize him at all. He really let himself go in order to play the main antagonist of this film. In the film, Catherine is the protagonist. She is the character we feel sympathy for, and Henry is the main antagonist, along with a couple other characters who I like to call enablers. They enabled Henry to do the wrong things he does in this film. The reason why it doesn't get a higher score is because the ending ruined it for me. What happens at the end did not happen in real life. But that is not the issue I have with the ending, because filmmakers fictionalize stories about real people all the time. What bothers me, really bothers me, is the end does not do Catherine justice, and it proves that Henry had a reason to be paranoid and distrusting of his wife, when in real life she fulfilled her marital vows until the end. The end made Catherine to be the villain and Henry to be the victim, and I think that is grossly unfair to Catherine. Henry was paranoid not because Catherine was a threat or a danger to him. He was paranoid because she was probably the most intelligent and the most independent woman he ever married. One of her accomplishments, according to research, she was the first woman in England to publish an original book under her own name in English. If you know the story of Henry VIII, he stripped his daughters of their titles and declared them both bastards. Catherine Parr persuaded Henry to restore them to the line of succession, which is the smartest thing to do since Edward did not live to see his 18th birthday, and Mary died because she mistaken a huge tumor for pregnancy. Therefore, Elizabeth was able to become queen, and also one of the greatest monarchs England ever had. So it seems we have to thank Catherine Parr for restoring Elizabeth to the line of succession so that she can inherit the throne. And we also have to thank her for Elizabeth's religious views and her ability to create religious tolerance and stability during her 45-year reign, which is very important because ever since Henry broke away from the Catholic Church, the country was in religious turmoil until Mary died. So we are talking about religious turmoil, religious unrest under 3 monarchs until Elizabeth becomes queen. So that is all for today, my friends. If you saw the film, let me know in the comment box below what you thought of the movie. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you next time with another movie review. Until then, take care and have fun at the movies.